Yep. Back-to-back games where a window of opportunity has opened for a lot of these players to climb up the ranks. And this is going to be a tight leaderboard after week 3 for those teams that are at least maybe 40 through 50th would typically kind of go to Surge Week along with the rest of those teams. It's going to be very, very tight, very, very close as Nebs is feeling that same pressure. If he can get out of this alive, he has 4 slurp juices. It's not going to take him long to get healthy in this situation, and that layer change was huge. If he would have stayed there, they would have continued to put that pressure. He would have been unable to pop the slurp juice, but because he changed layers, he went up just 1 different box. That's going to make sure Nebs is as healthy as can be for this next rotation.
Yeah, but going into the move for Nebs to really make anything happen. Synod and Irazumi sitting perched up above everybody else in the lobby, but they don't really have what it takes to hold on to height. The resources they have available just aren't good enough.
Right now, since they did pull zone, they're going to be one of the first teams that have a huge opportunity to take away that high ground and try to hold on to it. They're looking healthy up until this point. Fastroki and Kylie just trying to rotate. They're the farthest team out right now. They don't have very many teams in front of them, but the ones that do, they not only have high ground, but they have that mammoth pistol, which drained Kylie's shields just like that. And it doesn't look like they have very many heals to get him back up to chip-top shape, so they're going to have to kind of think outside of the box. We know eventually a Siphon and a refresh is going to be in the back of their minds, but where are they going to be able to pick it up at? Everybody getting a far pull this time around. I think maybe 6 teams getting the front side of the zone. So this is where we're going to see a lot of players begin to rotate side by side with each other and making that decision. Do you fire the shots? Do you got to go unnoticed along with that player is going to be so crucial and impactful in order to keep you alive. And we're going to see it here right in front of us. Wishu and Steno just continue to rotate towards the outside of the zone. They want to go through unnoticed, but Podesai and Snazy, they're just going beeline straight towards the zone, and that's what's causing them to take so much damage. There's a lot of teams that are positioned that don't have to rotate just yet that have now made them a focus, including the ones right under Snazy, and that's why he's going up. This is a great layer change at this stage of the game, especially if it continues to go unnoticed.
So punishing that zone for all those teams, especially because so many other teams are just set up perfectly to absolutely capitalize off of it. Snazy now just gonna have to run through. You see all these stairs being placed behind him, trying to block off his angles as he tops his way in. And this next zone transition is going to be so crucial to how the rest of this game plays out. You see Kylie and Fastroki up on second height, maybe looking up towards it to see who exactly is playing for it and what they can do. They're actually very low material, so look, yeah, they're going to look to try to drop down. They want to find a refresh elsewhere, and it's not going to come. Fastroki a bit confused. He can't even see who's actually taking him out, looking in all different directions. It's like he's fighting a ghost right now. And Kylie, with no materials left, really just has to hope and pray that something can fall into his path. But you can see just how tough it is. All the changes in elevation, Lucia dropping all the way down, and it's actually favorable for him. At first it felt like a bit of a mistake, and maybe now it will feel like a mistake, because he looks like he's going right back to the lobby. Both players down.
That would have been a great chance to rotate with the kinetic ore if he was able to stay alive. That's neither here nor there. But it's Snazy's chance to sign. But he has one build, and you see Teeny, that was the player that just took down a couple of them. That's Joe Kloss as well. They have the high ground, and if the zone continues to pull in that direction, they can solidify it by connecting, but Kylie goes down. Slove takes him out, and he gets granted almost every heal in the book. He starts off with the slurp juice. He has 2 med mist in his back pocket, but zone hasn't closed yet. He has to start making a way forward, or it's all for nothing.
Slove creeping his way in. Asher isn't there. And all these materials now are going to be just enough to keep him alive.
Teeny putting that pressure there. He's just looking for any opportunity with the Mammoth, but staggering himself to the backside so no sneak attacks come through. Joe Kloss is putting the pressure there with the Flapjack. Trulix, a solo, staggering himself outside of the zone. The men miss. It's now or never. He's trying to out-heal anybody for those placement points, and already he's going to get 2 more for his efforts. Running out of that men miss, it's has to think about where he's going to push, where he's going to get that siphon, and Vico and Pink might be the targets in his sight.
It's not been the kind of day they will be riding home and celebrating about, but if they can use this game to turn things around, it will be the best momentum boost for them. Struggling though, they can't really do much other than hit their shots now. No materials, and Teamy and Joe are not gonna let it happen. They drop down at the perfect time and pick up the win. An ever-present force throughout these games, and finally picking up a victory out to match it.
Yeah, you've seen them pick up huge eliminations in the distant third party, stealing away impactful points from around the lobby. And you can see from the moment that had that high ground, they did not let it out of their sights, and dropping down at the perfect moment, they realized it was a 2v2 situation. They had the jump on their opponent, and there goes the first knock on to Vico. And from there, it was easy as can be. They saw Pink, and they caught him out in the open to get that second elimination and the VR.
Yeah, Pink and Vico did incredibly well there under the circumstances, but just at the end, they didn't have enough to hold on and really make that final 2v2 something worthwhile, right? They couldn't build and protect their angles, nothing like that. It was all about Teamy and Joe dropping down at the perfect time. And a really nice win for them. Again, they've been a team that's been here. It's not like they've come from nowhere. They have been a part of all these games, and we've seen their journey throughout the day. But they finally pick up a win in a game where a lot of the people up at the top of the leaderboard didn't quite have the best games, Jacob.
Yep, that means that window of opportunity to jump up as many spots as you can is going to be there. And with the first game of the half done, I'm going to go throw it over to Zeke and the game to break down that leaderboard.